I still look back at this, man, and think like, man, I messed up as a breeder. YouTube, what's the deal? Welcome back to my channel. I'm LB the Breeder. Let's talk about it, man. Y'all really think this breeding is easy? Y'all think breeding dogs is easy and it's all gonna be good luck charms and money flowing through? Man, nah, breeding ain't for the weak, man. Let me tell y'all how my first breeding experience, man, was not the best. My first breeding experience was not the best, man. When I had my first litter, so you already know, man, when you go through the process of trying to have a litter, and you doing the breed, you got your female, you picking your studs, you pick your studs, you pay for the studs and all the little and all of that, right? You go through the process of getting a female pregnant. You do everything right and everything, you do everything right, and then you go and get your little ultrasound or whatever to come and find out how many pups you got up in there, and the vet almost like, I don't really see much, and then they find something, you be like, oh, okay, how many up in there? But when they tell you, when it's hard for them to find pups in there, that lets you know it's not that many up in there. So, but everybody, when we breeding and we going through this process, we hoping for 8-10 puppies. But it don't always work like that. So now you get to counting and thinking about, boom, man, I didn't spent this amount of money, whoop-de-whoop, this and that. And they talking about they can't barely see any pups in there. So when I went to go get my first breeding, 2 puppies. It was 2 puppies supposedly in there. And I ain't gonna lie, it's like a psychological thing. You be like 2 puppies, up in there. Oh, I'm hoping it's 4, 5. Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe they didn't see all the pups, and it's a mind game because you always hoping for the best. And then, like I said, man, you get to counting and thinking like, man, maybe, if it's 4 in there, maybe, I get 4,000 a dog, maybe 16,000. You get to, cause you like 2. What I'm gonna do with 2? I ain't gonna get my money back for what I done spent on this breeding and all that. And that's pretty much how it go. That's pretty much the mindset of when it comes to breeding and the mind games that we play with our mind, man, because you putting in so much work and you just want the best outcome. But so basically, man, when I went to go get, so basically, man, when I went to go get my so basically, when that day finally comes, man, when that temperature dropped on my female, I pretty much already knew within a certain amount of time she was gonna be able to be to have her be ready for a C-section, man. And for the people who don't know, man, who still don't understand how the breeding goes, you don't count the days exactly and thinking that on this day, whatever you marked as a C-section is where you're gonna have your puppies. It don't be working like that. It's a few things that you got to take into consideration. It's how many days she been pregnant. Because once it gets to when it becomes full term, then you pretty much in the right time frame of being able to take the pups. But you got to do that reverse progesterone test too to let you know, okay, the pups is ready. That temperature drop, man, you got to look for that. It's a few signs that let you know for sure. I don't know how some people be getting caught slipping. And I know it sucks on the weekend because I got caught slipping on the weekend, but I already had a vet prepared. So it was more so like, I wrote it out and then I was able to wait until I got to my regular, was able to go to my regular vet. But anyway, so like I was saying, so when it was time for my female, Miss Jackson, and it was time for her to have the puppies, man, I was nervous. I just wanted her to have a safe C-section and she be able to recover and just everything goes smooth, right? So boom, so we get there to the vet and she panting, she already panting, and we in there. So we probably had to wait like an hour, maybe 2 hours. I can't remember the exact time. But she was ready to go, man. She was in the vet, scraping at the ground, going in the corner, scraping at the ground, and she was ready. She low-key was already in there pushing. I had to let them know, like, hey, man, she pretty much, it's almost like she pushing. And this is the thing for bullies, man, that people don't understand. That is, yes, bullies can have natural births, but you won't know necessarily until either they're going through the natural birth or until the doctor opens up your dog and to let you know how that canal looks compared to the puppies or whatever the case is, right? So what was crazy, the vet had told me, they was like, man, Miss Jackson, she couldn't have puppies natural because the way how small her canal was compared to the puppies, it was not gonna happen. So good thing I wasn't like trying to even tested of her having a natural and not spending the money of her having a natural C-section, because it would have been all bad. Them puppies would have died inside her because she wouldn't have been able to push them out. So basically, man, so when it came time, man, when they took her to they finally came and they took her to the back. They told me that within a certain amount of time, boom, we gonna call you back here and we gonna pull the puppies out. So basically, they prepared her for the surgery. And when I got back there, they pretty much had, she was asleep. She was asleep. She was sedated. They had her set up. And then I pretty much was, I was sitting there watching. And so I'm hoping, like, man, four puppies, man, maybe 3 up in there. You feel me? They go ahead and cut. They pull out her uterine horns. On both sides, it only ended up being 2 puppies, puppy on each horn. So look, man, they pulling them out. I'm like, man, the puppies is white. Man, I'm like, both of the puppies is white. I'm like, man, that's crazy. That's one thing I didn't expect. I expected just tries because mom is try, dad is try, so I'm gonna get tries. But this breeding is never guaranteed, right? But so what I did find out is, for most tries that have a white coat right there on their chest, a good amount of white on their chest, when it comes to the DNA, that is piebald gene. That is a piebald gene. So with both parents having the same thing even though they were tries, it's a piebald gene. So when a piebald gene end up pretty much being doubled up, that's how you end up getting the white dogs. That's one way of how you get the white dogs. So pretty much it's the piebald gene double up, and pretty much where it would have been pied or tried or whatever, it's covered up. Like, so my boy Kodak, he only has literally, well, now he has like 1 color hair on him. But when he had his ears, he did have little dots of blue on him, or whatever the case is. Yeah, but other than that, he's just all white. He got color eyes. One of his eyes is blue, and then one of his eyes is like a crystal blue, and then the other eye is kind of like a greenish. I'm gonna have to do the video too, speaking on the different dogs' eye colors. And yeah, so pretty much when they was pulling out the puppies, man, so they pulled out one and they pulled out the other one, and they was like, yeah, this one got a cleft palate. I'm like, what? Man, I'm like, cleft palate? I'm like, first breeding, 2 puppies, and one of them got a cleft palate. I was like, what's the odds of this, man? I ain't gonna lie, that threw me off. Out of all the things that could go wrong, I did not think about about the puppies having a cleft palate. It was not in my mind. It was not registering it pretty much was not registering for it to be a cleft palate. So pretty much when they pull the puppies out, they give them straight to the nurses, and the nurses go and do whatever they need to do to make sure that the puppies is awake. Dry them up, take out any type of liquids or whatever that's in their system, so they can breathe. Because you got to give them to breathe. Most of them, pretty much, when they're coming out, they're not really breathing like that. So they got to do whatever they need to do to make sure that the puppies is going. So at this time, when they going through that, man, they automatically instantly asking me, what do you want to do with the puppy with a cleft palate, right? So you know, when it comes to breeding and you being a newbie or you being a new breeder, you gonna go through situations that's gonna be a first time, and it's gonna be a situation too where it's like, okay, what do I need to do right now what do I need to do right now at this instance, right? So I really didn't know what to do at that time. So I'm looking at the puppy, and they pretty much telling me what kind of complications it has when it comes to the pup and stuff like that with a cleft palate. So at that time, I did not know that so it was a female. So this is a litter of Kodak. So Kodak is my boy, and then then a female was in that litter. And what was crazy is the female, she was like 2 times bigger than what Kodak was. What Kodak was as a puppy. So she was a nice little healthy puppy, but she was a nice sized puppy, but she had to cleft palate. But so what I didn't know at the time and didn't really understand is it's kind of a difference between a cleft palate and then a cleft lip. So she actually had a cleft lip. So I didn't know what to do with the puppy at the time. So they asked me what I wanted to do. So I pretty much kind of like gave it some time, man. So they put the puppies in the incubator once they got them breathing and stuff like that. And like I said, the vet and the doctor was telling me, they was pretty much telling me, like, you know, the complications of they might not even live for that long. The bottle, you know, you got a tube feed because they might not be able to suck. It was just all type of stuff that they was letting me know. And then automatically I already knew it was going to have to be a pet home. You know, do I want to be able to, you know, be producing these type of puppies and put them into people's homes and stuff like that off of my, you know, this is my first litter or whatever the case is. So it was a lot that was going through my head. So I took some time. I ain't even gonna lie. I called moms. I'm kind of telling the situation, and mom, she don't understand, you know, the breeding and all the little stuff, and so she kind of thinking more so on a humanitarian type of side, and oh, we should, you know, keep the puppy and whoopty woo whoop. And I'm trying to tell her, like, you don't really see many breeders that dogs when they have cleft palates and they, you know, they taking them home. But like I said, she had a cleft lip. So the cleft lip, cleft palate is the roof of the mouth, has a hole in it. Cleft lip is just they missing, you know, parts of their lip or parts of their, you know, sometimes it's part of their nose. It's not developed. So like their teeth and their gum, well, at that time, puppy ain't got no teeth, but their gum is pretty much showing, you know? And that's pretty much what it was for her. And so what was crazy, right? During Jackson's pregnancy, she had a lot of discharge going on throughout the whole pregnancy, which was messed up too. So I was having to do going back and forth to the vet, making sure she was good, double checking, making sure that the puppies inside was good for heartbeats. And it was kind of like, it was low key kind of like Jackson, she was doing all right, but she was just having discharge. She wasn't having no fever or nothing. And when a female dog is pregnant, it's only so much medication that you can give. You feel me? Because you don't want to, you know, do anything to damage the puppies and affect the pregnancy. So we were just on one type of antibiotics. I can't even think of the antibiotic right now. It's actually a strong antibiotic, but it's okay to give for pregnancy. And usually 9 times out of 10, after a surgery or something like that, that's what the vets are giving for the mother to help so they don't get an infection and things like that. So pretty much, I feel like, in my opinion, her going through that infection during her pregnancy at that time was letting me know that when a puppy actually finally came out, it had actually affected the puppy's development. That's how I feel, because I was doing the folic acid. She was eating good. I'm giving her all the vitamins and stuff like that. I'm even feeding her the puppy food and stuff like. So everything that needed to be done, I was doing. So the only thing is she was having an infection, and I believe that's why that puppy ended up having that cleft lip, man. But to be honest, so once I kind of like, man, puppy was in the incubator, and then so after the surgery, once they went and sewed Jackson up and stuff like that, they always usually the vet that I go to, they put me in a room with the dogs, with the with her and the puppies, and we lay there and they feed. So I still got the puppy with the cleft palate, right? And it's crazy because I'm like, man, I still didn't know what to do. I'm like, man, what I'm gonna do with this puppy? You know, I'm sitting here looking at it, and it's feeding off the mom, and it was eating. But all I'm thinking about is what the doctors is telling me, and I didn't, like I said at that time, I didn't really know the difference between a cleft lip and a cleft palate, because I feel like, to be honest, I feel like for cleft lip, and if you look at it, and I feel like it's really not that bad of a situation as long as they're able to feed off the nipple, and you can pet home that dog. Cleft palate is a whole different ball game. I feel like, you know, you have to have a certain type of surgery. They have to have a certain type of surgery to be able to sew up that mouth and to make sure that you know, they don't have no complications from what they already gonna have, man. And I kind of feel like I made a decision at that time with the unknown, and you know, I know most breeders usually do this, and I didn't take the puppy home with me. And for those that do that, you know, knows what that means, you know, they pretty much they put the puppy to sleep, man. And it sucked at that time, man. I really was like low-key heartbroken because, you know, I done put in so much hard work, so much grind to get to this point, and then I'm going through this, man. And it was like a blow to me, but then I just knew I just was going to bounce back better the next time, man. I just knew I was going to bounce back better the next time. And it just, that decision just sat on me for a minute. And you have to, when it comes to, you know, being a breeder and dealing with these dogs, you do have to make difficult decisions, man, because your money might be involved, your integrity might be involved. It's a lot of things that come to mind that you have to figure out on what I'm going to do in this decision, you know. And then even for me, like, it was a learning experience. And the next time, maybe if I go through a situation like that, I would know how to deal with it in a better instance, you know. But man, I kind of like, man, it's tough. It's tough, man. What y'all would have did in a situation like that, man? And if you have been in a situation, what have y'all usually done? Like I said, most breeders that I know, and I've watched videos and talked to certain breeders and what they've done with the puppies and stuff like that. And I'm taking my program serious, right? So I don't want to just put anything to anybody's home, whether it's breed type or pet home. You feel me? I don't want to put complications into somebody's home, because it doesn't make any sense when you know, you could have alleviated the situation from the jump, man. Yeah, we breeders, and you know, a lot of when it comes to breeding and stuff like that, you're gonna have people that are against breeding and the reasons why you're breeding. But to be honest, man, breeders, if you're out there doing the right type of program, we're putting good dogs into people's homes, lovable animals into people's homes if you're breeding them the right way. Or rather than you just getting them from rather you just get them from a shelter, or you getting them from a pound, or whatever case is, because you're not knowing what kind of stuff that these dogs have been through and what type of health issues that they have going on and stuff like that. So, man, it's a lot it's a lot that, you know, it's a lot of positive things when it comes to when you getting these puppies from an actual breeder, an actual good breeder, man, instead of, like I said, man, just going from anywhere or whatever the case is. But man, I had to tell y'all, I've been holding on. I had spoke on this before, but I kind of didn't really break down like what I actually went through at that time, in that situation, and how my thinking process was fully. And that's pretty much what it was, man. Like I said, it sucks, man. RIP to that little one, man. That was my first female. I wish I couldn't have seen her grow up and, you know, what she would have grown into, because man, Miss Jackson and the homicide litters, man, so far, man, they did me well. I'm excited to see what I got coming up next in the camp, what studs I'm going to be picking, man, for my next breedings. That's going to be coming up in 2025. So, man, y'all stay on the lookout, man. I appreciate y'all that's been rocking with me on these videos, man. We're going to keep dropping content, man. I think I'm going to do a vlog for y'all tomorrow, man. Just a day of a breeder kind of type of situation, man. I'm going to the Chargers training camp. I'm gonna see if I do a video or not, man, and see how it comes out. Because I still want to be able to keep my content surrounding around dogs, but I want y'all to see the life of what I go through. And then, you know, I always continue to, man, we're gonna work on this marketing. We're gonna breed better, man. we're gonna give recognition to the breed, and we're gonna show people what real American bullies should look like, man. And none of that fake stuff and none of them, you feel me? We going strict, man. We need that breed type, that girth, that bone, and big heads, you know, them real pockets, man. But like I said, I appreciate y'all that's been rocking on this. I appreciate y'all that was rocking with this video and watch this content. And for those that stayed to the end of the video, man, I appreciate y'all highly, man. We're going to be doing another giveaway soon, man. Another giveaway soon. Probably be giving away some football tickets, man, for this. So y'all better be looking out for more videos that's coming up in the future. Like, comment, and subscribe to the content, man. Y'all know the deal, man. I'm LB the Breeder, and I'm out.